Hey everyone, good morning. It's Thursday morning, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Had a restless night. I figured I'd get up and make some cinnamon rolls for Hubster to take to work today. Put a smile on everybody's faces. While I be snoring, they'll be eating. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and meet my station so I can show you the ingredients for the dry ingredients. We'll start off with that, and then once we get the dry ingredients in the stand mixer or in the mixing bowl, whichever way you want to do it, then I'll go ahead and we'll work on the wet ingredients, and then we'll mix them all together, and then from there I'll show you the ingredients for the glaze. All right, so it'll be 3 steps, 3-step process here. It's 3 different things we have to get together. So let me go ahead and meet my station so I can show you what the dry ingredients are going to consist of. I'll be right back. Okay, now for the wet ingredients, you're going to have to proof your yeast if you're not using instant, which I won't be using instant. I will be using the active dry yeast, so therefore I have to bloom it. The difference between the two is the instant yeast, they're already small. They're real small yeast. These are like whole. And so you have to proof these. And we're going to want 2.5 teaspoons of yeast, and the recipe is it's gonna require like 1/2 cup of warm milk. Remember, when you proof yeast, you have to have it at a degree of 110, which would be ideal. Anywhere between 105 and 115, but 110 is ideal for the yeast to grow and bloom. Anything below that, it's not gonna have any effect. Anything above 115 will kill your yeast. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is, let's go ahead and, I got my teaspoons, 1.5. Then I'm going to need 1 teaspoons and 1.5 teaspoon. But what I'm going to do is measure my milk to 1/2 cup and put it in the microwave to warm it up. That's 1/2 cup exact. Saving this because the topping, the glaze, requires a little bit of that too. So I'll leave it in for about 30 seconds and we'll gauge. This is my thermometer to help me with the milk. I guess I'll just use it in this instead of dirtying more dishes. I have another measuring cup, so let's see what 30 seconds did to the milk, to 1/2 cup of milk. It put it at about 121, so it's a little hot. I would say 20 seconds in the microwave would be ideal. So I'm going to let that cool down some. It's at 118 right now. Just swirl it around. It'll cool the milk off. Okay, let's talk about the flour. You're going to need 3½ cups of flour. To that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, which I use my hands. I know. Do it by eye. Okay, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Alright, 1/4 cup of brown sugar coming up. Let's see what this is at. Got me some new scissors or have to sharpen these. The reason why they're getting dull, and they shouldn't, I just use them to cut stuff open in the kitchen, is because I'm pretty sure someone else is helping themselves to my scissors conveniently, even though they have their own set. I wonder who that could be. What's there? Yep. Alright, so put the sugar away. Let's see. I haven't made anything cinnamon in a while. Usually I used to make it a lot, but I've moved on to other stuff. It happens. Always make it back though. Okay, 1/4 cup of brown sugar in with the flour. 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. We've got the salt, the brown sugar, the white sugar, 3½ cups of flour. Now we need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. One teaspoon of cinnamon, in you go. Half, well, we'll do that later. Okay, so this we're going to whisk. Get that brown sugar in there all mixed up with the flour and the salt. Okay. Alright, once you've done all that mixing, you can forget that for a minute. See how quick that was? Alright, let's check our milk now. It is at about 105. About 108. That's good enough. We're going to go ahead and put in our yeasty beasties, and that's going to be 2.5 teaspoons. Okay. Put our pen thermometer away, and we're going to go ahead and stir this up. I'm going to use a skewer. Alright, so we're going to let that bloom, sit there and bloom a little bit. Alright, and we're going to work on our wet ingredients next. So, for the wet ingredients, which will be that yeast right there. We'll go ahead and put this sand mixer bowl back in here. Bring this up forward. Well, maybe not right now. Let's go ahead and get this mixed so you can see, have a good view instead of me just pouring into the bowl. Okay. Right. I have sour cream. I'm over here craving these cinnamon rolls. I don't even know if I have enough sour cream left. Yep. I only say that because I made that Taco Bay Crunch last night. And, you know, Hobson can eat. So, I don't know if you ate all the sour cream. Okay. So we're going to do 1/2 cup of sour cream. Alright, so here's my 1/2 cup measuring cup. Alright, so I know now it's 3 of these. Okay. Sour cream. Oops. Yes. All right. Okay, so sorry about that noise. 1/2 cup of sour cream. Oh gosh, what else do I need? This and then here. Okay, I got the 1/2 cup of milk, vanilla extract, 1 egg, and 2 tablespoons of butter. Easy enough. Okay, this is 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay. Vanilla extract is next. teaspoon of vanilla extract. I fill my bottle back up. Go ahead and mix this up, and then I'll add the milk with the yeast. So I'm going to run down the ingredients for you. All right. So for the dry ingredients, you have, get a pen and paper, you have 3½ cups of flour, 1 packet of yeast, I'm doing 2½ teaspoons, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of regular sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. You mix that up and you set it aside. And then you get your 1/2 cup of warm milk, and your yeast goes in your warm milk. Okay, 1/2 cup of warm milk, 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 egg, and 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm going to get my 1 egg. Please make sure that these ingredients, these cold, usually cold ingredients, are at room temperature. Okay, that's my 1 egg. This should make it nice and fluffy, you know. One thing I usually like to add is 1/4 teaspoon of vital wheat gluten, which I think I'm going to add to the flour, because that always helps the gluten marry and so I'm going to get some, about 1/2 teaspoon. I'll put vital wheat gluten. I'll put that in with the flour. That's an additive of mine that I like to do, along with a tablespoon of dry milk or powdered milk. I like to do that in all my baking. It gives you a nice fluffy inside, I find. Some people also put a tablespoon of potato flakes. You do that too. I'm going to leave that out for right now. All right. So we got the eggs, we got the butter, we got the sour cream, and we're whisking that away, and the vanilla in here. Now we're going to add our beastie yeasties. Alright, so those are all the ingredients, all your wet and dry ingredients that you need to make your dough ball for your cinnamon rolls, okay? So now we're going to add the wet to the dry. And save this because you're going to use it for the topping. Okay. Good. Mix that in there real well. Okay. Now the dough should be tacky, but not sticky. And you're going to need this on number 1. Kind of just bring everything together. Alright, so that's it for that. Get some water going on that stuff. Alright, we're gonna scrape the sides before we start to mix in. Now if you find that your dough is too dry or whatever, remember climate has a lot to do with the way your flour acts or reacts. Just add like a tablespoon of milk and go from there, okay? We're going to lock this and we're going to do number 1. We're going to go on speed 1. Look at. Let's see if I can stand you up some so you can see a little better. This tripod isn't the best. I'm going to put it on 2. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, this looks like it's going to need a little bit more milk. So about a tablespoon at a time. Yes, about a tablespoon at a time. Wet and tacky, so that looks good. So let it go ahead and knead in there and work its magic. the reason why I needed to add more milk may have just been because I added extra ingredients like the vital wheat gluten and the tablespoon of powdered milk. There we go. Now it's breaking up. And then it'll come back together. I'll bring you back when that happens. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to come together. Pulling away from the sides and the bottom. That's the gluten building up. Usually about 5 minutes, sometimes 8. You just have to, like I said, flour acts differently depending on weather, temperature, the age of the flour, just so many variables. So you just have to judge by eye, okay? Usually you wait till this comes together and then just stop, take it out and knead it by hand. But I'm not in a kneading mood. I'm kind of wore out. It's been a long day. So I'm going to let the stand mixer do it for me. Just have to make sure it doesn't overheat. It has pretty much cleaned the sides of the bowl, as you can see, and the bottom. I'm going to check the consistency of the dough and see where we're at with it. I still need some more time. It's still breaking apart. So, but it is soft and a little bit tacky, but not sticky. Okay. So, I'm gonna leave it for another 3 minutes or so. Let those glutens really come together. It's been about 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and check this dough. Oh, it's so soft. But it's still breaking. So, but even though it is pliable, we're going to let it I'm going to put it on for another 3 minutes, so it'll take a full 8 minutes. I'll bring you back. Okay, that should be enough. And the dough is tacky but not sticky. Very beautiful dough. We're going to let it rest as soon as we shape it up. Okay. I can't get, sometimes it gets stuck. I'm going to use a little bit of, actually I'm going to use some butter to grease this bowl a little bit. Now I heated up the oven to about 175 or so, and then I turned it off. Let me pull up my sleeve here. Put this back. Show you what I'm doing. Basically, I'm just kneading it. Okay. And what you want to do is, you see that bounce back? See if I can show you again. See how it bounces back? Okay, bounce back. That's what you're looking for. Okay. So, let me put that in the bowl. Give it a little spray on top. And then we are going to shower cap it and put it in the oven, the warm oven, for about an hour and a half. Let that puppy rise. I'm going to put some water at the pan that I have at the bottom of the oven. I got it sitting in the center of the oven. As you all know, that's where I do all my cooking. Especially pastries, in the center rack. Okay? So, in the meantime, we can go ahead and get our topping ready. And put it in the fridge, the icing. But we also we'll need about, depending on how much butter you want to put, about 3 tablespoons of butter to spread on the dough once we roll it out into a square. And then in that, we're going to require 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. Or rather, I'm sorry, 1 tablespoon of 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. You want more, you can put more. I usually like to, if I want more something, I usually put cinnamon sugar just as an added extra. Definitely 3 tablespoons of regular sugar. There's 3. And 3 tablespoons of the brown sugar. Okay. Where's my spoon? Okay. 1, 2. Now, this is forgiving, so you don't have to be exact. Doesn't have to be an exact science. Okay, I'll leave that in there. Close this back up. Okay. A little fork just in case this gives me trouble. I'm going to just mash all that brown sugar in there and mix it up with the white sugar and the cinnamon. And this is what you're going to sprinkle in the middle. Okay? And if you want more, add more. You can also, instead of mixing this all together, you can just sprinkle it one at a time. I mean, you know, it's just when you mix it, you're guaranteed, you know, equal flavor in every bite. Now, I thought I had some pumpkin pie spice or something. Yep, I do. Pumpkin pie spice. Love it. Or allspice or nutmeg. Put about a teaspoon of that in there. Just add a little kick of flavor. Brings it all together, dude. It really does. Okay, and alright, so once you've got that, if you got little tiny pebble size crumbs, that's fine. That all melts in together. Okay, so then that's your brown sugar. Now for the topping, you're going to need, this is 8 ounces of cream cheese. You're going to need half a bar. So, and then the rest, you can just save for another recipe or have it on toast. Half a bar cream cheese. Yes, it will be a cream cheese topping. How you like that? Getting all fancy. Alright. Put the rest of this back. This I will have to put in the refrigerator because it's been open. We got that. We need 2 tablespoons of butter for this. Preferably soft. This isn't incredibly soft, so I'm gonna melt it. Let's see, 30 seconds, maybe less. About 15 seconds. And put that in there. Some vanilla extract, pinch of salt, there's a pinch. Then you want a teaspoon of lemon juice, preferably from a real lemon. Well, I don't feel like cutting one up right now, so it's going to be from concentrate. Okay. course, a tablespoon of warm milk. Oh. I'm going to put my timer on this dough. 1. Okay, so what I say, a tablespoon of milk. I'm using evaporated milk. The rest of this can go in my container. Put it in the fridge. Okay. Now, I'm going to warm this up. About 15 seconds. Yep. And of course, you can't forget the 1 cup of sugar. Everything has sugar. So I'll just do 4 of these 1/4 cups. That'll give me 1 cup. A little half because it didn't fill that up all the way. Okay, and we're going to blend all this together. And you know, you put in milk as you need it, take it away. See? And this is your cream cheese icing. But I'm not putting any additional milk right now because the cinnamons aren't done yet, and this is going in the fridge anyway, so I'll put a shower cap on it, and here it is. You see? Oh my God. Talk about heaven. You'll need a little bit of milk, not much, maybe about half a tablespoon, maybe even just a teaspoon. See, the more you stir, the more drizzle you get. So I'm going to leave it like that for now and put it in the fridge. Oh my God. Get a shower cap. And put it in the fridge. If I can find room. I'm gonna have to just gonna do the same for this. Put this in the fridge. Don't want it to absorb any flavors from any other dish that's in there. Put a shower cap on this little puppy too. Oops. Alright. So, I've got my sprinkle mix in the fridge. I've got my glaze topping in the fridge. And I've got my dough, my cinnamon dough, cinnamon roll dough in the oven proofing. So, got about an hour and 20 minutes to go. I shall bring you all back. Okay, got a couple of seconds here. And we'll check our dough. This is some some artisan bread I'm doing. That's the timer for it. 3 hours to proof that. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, our dough has risen. I'm gonna be working off this island to roll out the dough. So filming is going to be pretty special. Alright. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, this should be fine. He did come in the spirit of Elijah. John the Baptist did. So that fire then, the second part of this, all right. Your deeds. In other words, he's going to. We're going to try this one here. And again, my rolling pin. That is to say, as far as blessing or blessings. Just testing your deeds with fire. And if your deeds amount to paper, look out. I'm sorry. And if they're gold, then certainly you're going to receive a blessing. All right. That's what his baptism is with. No flour, but I am going to put some oil down. Okay. Whose fan is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor and gather his wheat into the garner. But he will burn up the shaft with unquenchable fire. All right, and here's a dough ball. We're getting ready to turn this out. Ooh, isn't that beautiful? Now, the reason why we had, let's take a look. See how nice and big that is? The reason why, look how nice and pliable. Oh, beautiful dough. You see that? Beautiful. The reason why we had to proof it for an hour and a half as opposed to 1 hour as we usually do is because of all that sugar that's in there, all the ingredients we added in there. The yeast needs time to eat through all that. Here's that leg going down. Let's see what I can do to fix it. Yeah, so yeast definitely needs time to eat through all that. And when they eat through all the stuff, that's what develops the gases. I'm gonna, hold on just a second. Okay, here we go. Let's see if that'll work. So yeah, because of all the ingredients in here, that poor yeast had to eat its way through so that it could develop the gases that makes the dough rise. You know? Carbon dioxide. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to take some of this oil that's on this counter and oil my rolling pin And just begin to roll out. I want a nice rectangle. And just remember, the bigger the rectangle, the more cinnamon buns, or cinnamon rolls rather.
This act would begin his ministry. This act would begin his, we could say short ministry, but boy, jam-packed with fire and with truth, with leadership. So, in answer to your question, should you be baptized in water? Answer, naturally. That symbolizes you believing that Christ died for you, went into the tomb, but he rose. That's what it symbolizes. And Christ set the example that this righteousness might be fulfilled, that the scriptures might be fulfilled. That all, he said, we must see that all that is written concerning us comes to pass. Now, this is one reason that you should always check. When it is written in the New Testament, quoting from the Old, check it out. You're going to be blessed when you do that. Okay, verse 16. And Jesus, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water. When he came from the water, when John raised him up out of the water, he came straight up, and straightway means immediately. And lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove.
Okay, this looks like it's
and lighting upon him.
pretty decent.
What was this symbolic? What is the word dove in the Hebrew?
Alright,
Joy.
pretty decent size.
And there is symbology there to the deeper scholars. When the Holy Spirit came in the form of the dove,
Right.
Jonah, and do you not remember Jonah, that the Spirit was resting
Next
upon
up.
him, that yes, he would minister, but also that he would, as Jonah was in the whale's belly for 3.5 days, so would Christ be in the tomb 3.5 days.
Some butter,
Jonah was
some butter.
of what was about to happen. You see, when you understand the prophecy,
Okay.
and you expect and know what's about to happen, that removes all anxiety. That's why you should be a student of God's Word, that you're not caught short.
But it should be soft. This isn't
Why
too
would
soft.
the Holy Spirit
But it should be
take
soft.
on the form of a dove, and in many places as a dove?
I'm going to melt some of this a little bit.
Itself with the dove,
You want about 3
the
tablespoons, I guess.
warmth, especially when they're
It's
courting,
soft, but not
so
soft enough.
when doves are courting, they give off the most tender warning. And so it is
So
with the
I'm going to
Holy
melt a
Spirit,
little bit of it.
that the Spirit warns you from within and gives you that glow. And it's understandable why the dove is utilized to symbolize that warmth that God gives forth when he touches you. The fire that burns not
Okay, so
our enemies, but burns to the heart, to the core, to the very inner person.
about 10 seconds.
Your very being warmed with the love of our Heavenly Father. Verse 17, and lo, a voice from heaven saying, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. So, with all the other credentials that have been given through prophecy in this
You're
book
gonna
of
want
Acts
to-
up to this point, by that I have reference to a virgin shall conceive. It is written hundreds of years before
Spread this
that.
butter
And then here
all
God
the way
himself
around.
gives credentials to Yeshua. And Yeshua's ministry is about to begin. I feel it is ironic that the first words he would speak in his ministry were to Satan himself. But there's a great lesson taught within that. And never forget, Christ shows you how to do it. How to do what? How to live in these flesh bodies and overcome. He even paid the price for you, paid in full when you repent as John was teaching and as he
All right.
would teach also. To
I think
repent,
we've
to
got it all
exercise
covered
your
here.
mind, and have a change of thought.
Okay.
So, the first
Some
thing
more of that.
is the temptation.
Sand mixer
You're
bowl.
going to be tempted in the
I'm gonna
flesh
go to
of
that.
life. We're human beings. That's the way we are. And it's beautiful because God created us that way. And
Now we're going to get
that love should be for Christians and Christians.
what I like to call
And the love that understands.
my sugar dust.
Right? The enemy,
Oh yeah.
and that's to say Satan, will try
And I'm going to sprinkle that oh so generously. Oh well. And if you need more, you do more. Oh yeah.
Now, if we were to say that Satan was only the bad part of us, and he didn't actually exist, then we would be saying in this fourth chapter of Matthew that Christ had a bad side. And if that were to be the case, your salvation wouldn't be worth a plug nickel right now. Because he was perfect. And he had to be perfect. No bad side. Nothing certainly surprised to be as far from him. Now, Satan's very real. And in the spirit, the
All right.
spirit can speak to you. So can evil spirit if you allow it. Christ in this chapter teaches you how to defeat negative spirits in your life, especially the devil. Chapter 4, verse 1, and it reads, Then was Jesus
Spread
led
that out
out
as
of the Spirit who took him
best
there,
as you
God's
can.
Spirit, into the wilderness to be tempted purposely. That's the reason he was taken there, to be tempted of the devil. Why? Again, simply to show you how it's done. Only he's going to be at a disadvantage. Why? Verse 2. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. Doesn't mean just because he was divine that he didn't hunger when he was in the flesh. He did. But it's to let you know that even in a very weakened condition as far as flesh is concerned, certainly not the spirit, hear me, that he still had control. When you are hungered for 40 days and 40 nights, your flesh will be screaming at you, feed me. I must have nutrients now. Until it would be difficult for a son to even
All right.
think more than
So
because
once you've spread that out evenly,
trying to find relief.
you can begin to roll.
To show you
But
how easy it is to overcome the devil. Now listen to it.
I'm going to add some extra,
Tempter, that's to say
sprinkle
the
some
devil,
extra
came to
cinnamon
him.
sugar.
He said,
Tell you I like to do
the
this.
Son of God, command that these stones be made bread.
And that's it for that
Well,
puppy.
that sounds like scripture.
Huh.
Of course it is. Satan
Just
is a
enough.
lawyer. Satan knows
Okay.
God's word far better
All right.
than most
Get
Christians.
my hands oiled.
And he can twist it. And
And
most Christians
I'm going to
are
start
not
rolling this puppy up.
familiar with the scripture. It's dangerous,
So what you
friend.
do is you take
That's why you should listen to attain
the very
flow of
end.
God's word rather than the specifics of sentence structure necessarily, but the very thought within. So that if anyone
And you just
tries
teeny
to twist
tiny
that
press.
subject, the
And you want
object
this to
of
be a
thought
tight
is
roll.
supposed to flow, that you're aware of it.
So roll with your thumb and press and pinch kind of.
Will lie to Jesus. Okay, verse 4. And these would be the first words that Christ would speak in his ministry, and they were
Okay.
spoken to the devil. Listen to them. And he answered and said, It is written. There you go. Man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. And of course, this is Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3. It would do you well to read it. I have no intention distinctions of turning here at this time for the sake of time. But
you want these rolls, this roll to be as tight as possible.
If you stick with every word,
if you feel like it's loose, bring it back. Pull back and pinch and roll again.
But Satan knows that he's hungry.
You want a nice tight roll.
And Satan is trying to twist scripture. Listen to it again, verse 5. Then the devil taketh him
and don't worry about the ends too much. Those are the fun bakes. Those are the ones that you're going to cut off and eat on the side. It's not going to be part of the presentation.
Where is it that Satan will appear as Antichrist?
Okay?
In the holy city, Jerusalem.
Once you get that good roll going, nice tight roll, it takes off by itself.
The same things to you. Worship me. I be Messiah. Only he's a liar. Now, here, where is he quoting from here? When he takes him up on this temple, and Christ would answer soon about this height. We're going to go, if we may, to Psalms 91 and read it there, and then we'll come back.
Psalms 91.
And cover it here.
That's our nightly psalm prayer, isn't it, babe?
Beforehand, what Satan is going to be quoting from here in Psalms 91. And in Psalms 91, he will quote from verse 11. And this is how it reads. For he shall give his angels charge over thee. Listen carefully.
See how this just
keep thee in all thy
roll.
Now Satan's going to twist that sentence. I wonder if you can catch it. I will repeat the words that are paramount, or should be to you. Keep thee in all thy ways. Okay? Your way is the way you walk.
Okay.
The way you live. All right. Verse 12. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Satan will quote this also. Do you know why Satan's mind was drawn to this scripture that was written? You'll find out in the next verse, verse 13.
You don't have to pinch.
On the lion and the adder, that's a snake, a serpent, the devil.
I just
The
do
young
it.
lion and the dragon shalt thou trample underfoot, under your feet, brother. And there it is written, being quoted from the very beginning of the Word of God in chapter 3, verse 16 of Genesis. Whereby he
All right.
by partaking of the backbone of the knowledge of good and evil, it's in the
Now you get your pan.
so that you know what we're talking about. And then God tells him that there would be enmity
Wipe this off.
placed between the woman's seed and his seed, Satan's. And
Already
the
buttered.
woman's seed
You don't want to butter the sides because you want the cinnamon bun to be able to climb up, have something to climb up on.
would bruise the very head.
Then you can cut it with a knife if you want to. That'll kind of smush everything. Or you can use some
That is to say, Adam and Eve, plus their
dental
daughters in
floss
Genesis 6, whereby Christ could not be born.
to slice these baby up. Now you can do it an inch or 2 inches, up to you,
Verse 14, let's
how you want to do this.
because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. God will always deliver when you're in the right way. I will set him
Okay.
on high. It is God that will set on high, not Satan's fake promises at the highest pinnacle, at the highest point, praising you, saying you're really something great. You're really
Look
a
at that.
great person.
Isn't that beautiful?
Because he hath known my name. Why would God say?
I'm going to make them an inch
You have known his name. God
because
his word is his name.
these are little ones. These will be for the home.
Act upon
Because
his word, and
It's going to Hubster's working. I really don't know how many people
Elevates you from the low seat to the high.
are there. I'm putting these little ones on the end.
On your little flesh body.
Oh, isn't that cute?
That's a come on for Satan to get you on an eagle trip and then let you fall whereby you dash. All right, 15. He shall call upon me and I will answer him. He will answer you today, friend. This was clear for you.
You can line it up to the side for measuring purposes.
I will be with him in trouble. Never is there a time that you're in trouble that Almighty God, our Father, is not with you. I will deliver him and honor him. 16. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. In other words, that son that Satan is now tempting, the anointed one, which is to say Christ, the word meaning the anointed one, Yeshua, Jesus, being God's Savior. He is our Savior. He is the one that saves us. When we believe upon him and at repentance begin to walk that way, at least do our best to walk that way, Satan will still tempt you.
My hands are
God will
slippery
always be with you
because of the
in
oil.
troubled times and protect you. Now, back to Matthew chapter 4. The devil took him up to this place and put him on a high pinnacle. Now watch what Satan does. Verse 6.
This goes a lot smoother when your hands aren't full of oil.
You shall be the Son of God. If you are Messiah, cast thyself down, for it is written. Here you've got the devil quoting scripture as though you wouldn't know. I say again, you have the devil quoting scripture. Can you catch his error? Listen carefully. He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. He quoted you pretty accurately, did he not? There's just one big thing wrong with it. One mighty big thing wrong with it. That's that instead of protecting you in your way, that means while you're about God's business, Satan wants to turn everything into a circus, and he changed it to read what's written at any time. Like some preacher wanting to play circus with God's power and might. Oh God, let people see me perform this miracle. Well, in the first place, he can't perform a miracle, the person. It's God that always performs the miracles. In other words, Satan was trying to put on a sideshow. And some might, for clarity, let me back up a little bit and tell you what I'm talking about. Only an idiot would go to the highest building on a hill and jump off. All right? Do you think that's God's way? I would hope not. What would it prove? I'll tell you what will happen if you go climb up on the highest building and jump off. You will splatter like a fresh egg all over the ground because you're a fool. That's not God's way. God will protect you when you are in his way. That's what the scripture states. But Satan twisted it. Are you enough into God's word that you would have recognized it? Listen to me. Satan is going to be cast from heaven, as it is written in Revelation 12:7. And we're talking about this final generation. His evil spirits have been here for a long time.
These
Since
little
he was
bitty
removed
ones.
by Christ, as Christ will remove him here in a moment. But he's going to be back on earth.
All right.
And he's going to be quoting scripture again.
There we go. Different sizes, but I think I'll
Because he will claim to be
switch them
Messiah.
around a little bit.
How well prepared are you for that? If you've listened to flyaway bubble doctrine, forget it, friend. You're probably already so far behind. You'll be fortunate if you can catch up. Because Thessalonians chapter 2, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 makes it very clear that Christ will not return to this earth until after this one sits.
There they are. Aren't they beautiful? So now we're going to let them rise. We're going to cover them up. And put them in the oven that have proofing for 30 minutes. And then we'll bake them. Alright, I'll bring you back. Okay, we're going to put these puppies, if they have raised and they're all touching, we're going to put them in the oven. At 350 for about 30 minutes, but this is a cold start, so I'm going to put it to 45. I'll bring you back. Okay, well, the timer went off, and I went to film it coming out of the oven, but the battery died. So I've got it charged enough to where I was able to bring it back to life. And this is what they look like. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to, I guess, let this cool off a little bit. If it shuts off, I'll turn it back on. I'll try to get through this. This is still hot. So we've got to let that cool off. I am going to start working on the icing. See how hard it is? I've got to stir it. Not the fork that I was using. So what I'm going to do is work on this icing and stir it around to get it soft. It's not that it used to be. I could just spread it on there and it'll all just melt just fine. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to let it cool off for just a minute. I'll bring you back. Okay, well, transfer them onto this plate so they can cool off. And I think they're cooled off enough for me to start putting the drizzle. A lot of icing. Cream cheese, I see. Can you tell the difference? All right. There you have it. Cinnamon rolls. Yeah. Oh, yes. That is delicious. Now I need to pack it up. I wonder if it'll fit in that carry case. All right, y'all. So that's what's for breakfast today. Cinnamon rolls with cream cheese glaze. All right, make yourself some. Delicious, easy to do. Just follow my recipe, and you won't go wrong. All right, so take care of yourselves. God bless you. Have a wonderful day today. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.